Okay, now we'll see about volatile liquid form of inhalational general anesthetics. The few examples are ether, halothane, enflurane, isoflurane, desflurane, sevoflurane, and methoxyflurane. However, ether is not been used nowadays. Apart from ether, various other liquids were being used for this inhalational form of general anesthetic, such as your chloroform, cyclopropane were also been used previously, but they are not used now. Okay, so the main problem with these agents such as your ether, your chloroform and cyclopropane is they are highly inflammable agent, means they may explode in the presence of heat. Okay, now you will think about like from where does heat comes in a surgery. Okay, these agents are mainly used for, these agents are mainly employed for producing anesthesia, and from where does heat comes and why there is a risk of some kind of explosion. Now see, whenever we perform any surgery we will cut. Okay, and whenever we'll produce a cut, bleeding will occur, isn't it? And when bleeding will occur, we need to stop the bleeding. So how can we stop the bleeding? Yes, we have got two options for stopping the bleeding. The first option is we should search the blood vessels from where bleeding is coming, and then we should ligate that blood vessel with the help of thread, and which is actually very much difficult to perform as such. And the second option is we can apply heat in the area to cause coagulation. Okay, so this technique is known as Coltry. Okay, Coltry means by applying heat we should produce coagulation and thereby inhibit the blood loss or inhibit bleeding. So if we apply Coltry to avoid bleeding, the person will explode when they are using ether or chloroform or cyclopropane. Okay, so for this reason these inflammable form of inhalational anesthetic are no more being used. Okay, so the agents, the volatile liquids which are used nowadays are basically your halothane, enflurane, isoflurane, desflurane, sevoflurane and methoxyflurane. Okay, the main mechanism of action by which these agents will produce the action is by producing hyperpolarization. That means it causes opening of potassium channels. Okay, so this is the common mechanism of action of all these agents. Now we'll see a little bit about your halothane. Okay, so first of all we'll see about halothane. Okay, so before writing any important point, you can remember few important points, such as it is a kind of inhalational general anesthetic. In the inhalational type, it is a volatile liquid kind of general anesthetic. Its main mechanism of action is it produces opening of potassium channel, because of which hyperpolarization occurs. Apart from this, it is a non-inflammable kind of volatile liquid. Okay, so a few important point you can remember as such. apart from this other actions that you should remember are, it produces direct depression of the myocardium. Okay, it depresses the myocardium. Okay, now why it depresses myocardium? Because it reduces the calcium ion. Okay, it reduces calcium ion concentration. Okay, and as you people might be knowing, calcium ion is very much required for production of contraction as such. Okay, apart from this, what happens when myocardium is been depressed? Our body will try to normalize those depression. You know how? By producing some emergency kind of condition. That means as such sympathetic stimulation should occur, but in case of halothane it will inhibit the sympathetic stimulation also. Okay, because what happens when sympathetic system gets stimulated, it will increase the heart rate, it will increase the blood pressure, and everything will become normal as such. But here there is no sympathetic stimulation. Okay, no sympathetic stimulation, because of which cardiac output has been decreased, your heart rate has been decreased, even your blood pressure is also being decreased. Okay, apart from this, because of decrease in blood pressure, there will be decreased urine formation also. Okay, now why there is decreased urine formation? Because blood pressure is decreased. Because of decreased blood pressure, obviously the glomerular filtration rate will also tend to decrease, and as such in total it will reduce the urine formation. Okay, apart from this, hepatitis occurs in susceptible patients. Okay, this is another important part, or you can say it is a kind of adverse effect. Hepatitis occurs, okay, but in susceptible patients. Apart from this, a genetically determined reaction, that is malignant hyperthermia, may occur with it. Okay, malignant hyperthermia, but it occurs rarely as such. Okay, so we'll see what happens in a malignant hyperthermia. Okay, suppose this is any of your skeletal muscle. Okay, and this is your sarcoplasmic reticulum containing calcium ions. Okay, on the sarcoplasmic reticulum there will be a receptor known as the ryanodine receptor. Okay, we'll say it as RYR, ryanodine receptor, which is for calcium ion. Now what happens, halothane has got the ability to come and bind with this receptor, because of which there will be rapid outflux of calcium ion. Okay, till too much amount of calcium ion will be present over here. Okay, now what will happen when there is increased release of calcium ion intracellularly? So it mainly causes persistent muscle contraction, because of which heat production occurs. Okay, so heat production may occur. Obviously, whenever there is a continuous or rapid contraction of the muscle, there will be heat production, as this thing you can practically happen when you are doing exercise. Whenever you are performing exercise, you are contracting and relaxing the skeletal muscle, because of which heat will be produced, isn't it? So this is the problem. So anyways, rapid external cooling, bicarbonate infusion, 100% of oxygen inhalation, and IV dantrolene are being used for malignant hyperthermia. Okay, so all these things like your bicarbonate, oxygen, and dantrolene can be used for inhibiting this kind of heat production. Okay, apart from this, regarding halothane in all, as what we can say is, it is currently one of the most popular anesthetic because of non-irritant, non-inflammable, pleasant and rapid action, particularly suitable for induction and maintenance in children's. Okay, in children's, and as maintenance anesthetic in adults. However, in affluent countries, it has been largely replaced by newer agents which are costly. Its deficiency in terms of poor analgesia and muscle relaxation are compensated by concomitant use of nitrous oxide or opiates or neuromuscular blockade. Okay, so this is about your halothane. Okay, halothane can be used in children for induction as well as maintenance, but in adults it is mainly used for maintenance as such. Because of its poor analgesic activity, it is mainly given adjoint with nitrous oxide and any other opiate analgesic. Okay, so this is about your halothane.